Hello, everybody. This is CJ Miller. I'm in my kitchen in Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm going to do this great recipe that I found online, and then I'm doing some variation of it. Uh, but it is a creamy lemon chicken with black peppers and red peppers and everything. So I'm going to throw it down for you what I've done so far. I was making another video, and then my thumb hit, and I got to this point in the recipe, and my thumb hit the phone. I have no production quality in my kitchen as far as like making videos, but I can cook the hell out of some food, especially chicken. So I've got a blend of boneless chicken breasts. There's about 3 or 4 of them in there, and then the rest of them are, I think there's three, 1, 2, 3, and then the rest of them are uh, drumsticks. And so what I've done was I have rubbed them very liberally in extra virgin olive oil. That's just what I had on hand. 100% pure extra virgin olive oil. And then what I've done was put down black pepper on top of this, rolled the chicken around, put a little bit more black pepper on there so it's really, really good and peppery. I have taken the zest. Oh, actually, before that step, I did the olive oil, and then I poured in probably about 1.5 to 2 cups. I just poured it over the top and got it to where I wanted. Heavy whipping cream, unwhipped, just poured it into the pan. Uh, uh, and as I'm sitting here talking and making the recipe, it's kind of given a little marinade. And so by the end of it, it would have marinated probably about 20 minutes before it goes into the oven. That would be sufficient. But if you can do something with the marinade and let it sit overnight or something in milk, that's really, really great. The enzymes in the milk, there's some acidity also with the lemon. So what I've done so far, let me recap. The chicken, the olive oil, and black pepper, and then the heavy cream. And then what I've done is I put some zest of 2 lemons, kind of, sort of. That's about the amount that I grated it. So I could have gotten a lot more zest off of here. But so 2 lemons, 2 of those. And then I put down some black pepper. Well, I told you about the black pepper, red pepper. Okay, and then next one I'm going to do is a very rustic recipe. I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to squeeze it wherever we're going, and you can get, as much juice out of these as you can. If you get a little seed in there, don't worry about it. You can take it off of the chicken before it goes into the oven, as I'll do now. I moved and I've gotten further away from that train, not as far as I'd like, but it doesn't bother me that much. My windows are open, that's why I'm hearing the train. So, yeah, that's good. Get some good lemon juice. This is a lemony chicken. If you want to, and I may do this because this is just me, I may take these bits of, just for the sake of baking, I may take these lemon bits, these lemon halves, and just drop them into the pan. It's probably not how I'm going to garnish it, but it will help with the flavor and the baking. It'll render some more flavor out. Okay, back at you. So to my pan, I have added some of this. This is just, you can find these various blends anywhere. This is yellow onion, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, and that's what's in there. And it's one of those frozen cuts, one of those, you just get them out of your grocery store, or you could get it fresh, and you can do it fresh, and you can get something a little finer chopped. If this isn't fine enough for you, you can find them finer. I like this because it's chunked, and it's really, really great. I'm more interested in the aromatics than the actual bits themselves. So if some of these fall off, that's okay. But it's great. Okay, and so hang on because there's more. Hi. So I'm being really, really careful with my phone this time as I'm doing the pauses. But what I've got 3 cloves of chopped garlic. Now at this point, I'm going to talk about garlic. It's a really, really great flavor. Normally I would say add it almost to the very end of the recipe and then put it back in. And the reason why is when garlic gets overly roasted, it takes on a slight bitter. But this recipe is going to have uh, plenty of flavors, of variations of flavors, and so I don't mind. I actually kind of want the bitter of the roasted garlic because it's going to be tempered with the citrus of the lemons and the sweetness of the onions and the spices and some of the peppers and everything. So it's going to work, and there's a lot of everything that's going into this, and there's a little bit more. So hang on, we're not done yet. Okay, here. So for the final part of this recipe, I had put down unsalted butter, real butter, no margarine for this one. There's oil, and then what I'm going to do is sprinkle down some chives or green onions or whatever you have on hand. Leeks, if you had leeks, you could dice up some leeks uh, into chunks, and it would be good for something like this. Just kind of get it around, you know. This is pretty much the end of the recipe. Uh, when it's done, I'm going to put a little, and I don't mind touching my food. My hands are clean. I feel like if you come to my house, I will have very sanitary hands, but I will have touched the food, especially the herbs and spices and things like that. So, yeah, let people know, hey, what's up? So, and put in as much cilantro as you want. I'm putting cilantro, which is a controversial thing for some people. There's a genetic thing. Some people taste something chemical when they eat cilantro, or a little, it sets them off in the wrong spot. Not really bitter, but but there's going to be some bitterness with that garlic. But you see, there's so many different flavors in here. Me, when I think of cilantro, especially fresh cilantro, I get something that's a little bit like parsley, but just a little bit amped up with a slightly on the minty side. And that's kind of where I go with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put down, just on top of it, this a great blend of Italian herb, just all the way through to top it off. As you can see here, this is a really, really great blend. I put it on just to cover anywhere that I felt could use a little bit more covering of seasonings. And I love it liberal because it's going to cook off there. So, and then we got dried garlic, salt, dried onion, various spices, dried chili peppers, basil, oregano, rosemary, marjoram, thyme, and sage. It's what's listed in the ingredients here. It's a great blend. I love it. If you see anything like that, check it out. So this is a combination of fresh herbs, some frozen herbs, and some dried herbs, and that heavy whipping cream with that flavor of the olive oil and the butter and the lemon and everything. So as we get a little bit done with this, I'm going to cover this with foil and bake it for about 45 minutes or until I think that it's done, give or take. At new apartment, new ovens. I'm going to have to watch how it cooks. When it gets to that point, I'm going to take the foil off. I'm going to lay down some onion slices, some round onion slices, and just kind of finish it off there. Maybe at that point, probably for me, since it's me, I would leave these bits and pieces because it's just me. If you were at home and you were cooking this for presentation or whatever, maybe you want to take these rustic bits of lemon out of your pan and replace it with the round lemon. I believe in using everything, and so I'm just going to leave it in. So yeah, I do not have a production value for my videos. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pause this video and maybe I'll post it as it is and then come back with the second part when I'm tasting the food when it's finished. Uh, or if it'll hold, maybe I'll be able to just segue into in this video the second part of it. I didn't think ahead. I don't have like the magic of a video where I've got a second pan hiding because uh, that would seem to be excessive to me. But yeah, and this is my first time trying this particular recipe, but I've had these flavors and I know a little bit about how the chemistry of cooking works and everything. So, we'll check you out, man. If you want to, you could add a little bit of chicken broth to this or chicken bouillon or something. I didn't feel the need to because there's so many different chicken pieces in here and so many different flavors. It's really going to render its own. Uh, so everything's going to come together and incorporate really well. And so, yeah, I will be back to you soon. So we got 20 minutes to go. So I'm just gonna keep this thing going if I can with maybe one continuous video. I think it would be more interesting. If something happens and it times out, then we'll just do a part one and a part two. So I'm certainly keeping my eye on the time, and as I'm timing in and out uh, with this camera face down on a white sheet of paper to, I don't know, whatever. Um, we are about 13 minutes away uh, in my real time from being done. So that's why I'm just going to continue with the straightforward video here. Just one big old continuation. So now I've decided in the interlude to give you my improv, my song, Ode to Chicken, in the style of my imitation of Cher. And I do not do imitations or anything like that. So let me see. I had it. Hold on. If there's a chicken, you should bake it. 'Cause if this chicken's gonna bake, it's gonna take a lot to bake it. I know tonight somebody's gonna take a bite, and if it's too tough, still gonna chew it. But it won't be tough, 'cause I'm never gonna lose it. Tonight I'm gonna eat lemon chicken. That's as good as it's gonna get, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just killing time. So we're almost done with the chicken in the oven. Hang on. We'll see what's up. Just to keep up, we are done here. The chicken is probably about 60 seconds away, the alarm that I set from going off. So the actual baking time is pretty much done. I'm going to turn off the temperature. I'm going to let the chicken rest in the oven as it cools down for a few minutes while I get a few things ready, and then we're going to see what's up with this chicken. Okay, so as a final step, what I did was I took the foil off, turned this oven on broil to give it a little color. I will say that as I was baking right before the timer timed out, I took the foil off the chicken and I let it finish baking for about 2 or 3 minutes. And you hear the alarm over there going off. So it's time for me to go over there and I took the foil off, let it finish, and then probably put it on broil after it rested for a little bit. It's like, I think I can get a little bit of a good coating on the outside of this chicken, but it's going to be delicious. So hang on one more second for you, and about another minute and a half for me. Just in time, because I was about to break into my Anita Baker imitation, or my